Hey everyone, welcome back to Stoke Hunters, where we talk about good days and hunting the good days. Join us tonight in episode 12, where we're going to talk more about mountain biking and gators. That's right, we're delighted to host John, a mountain biker from Florida, with his own podcast, MTB Q A, who actually hosted me a couple months ago. John loves mountain biking, and if you come across his podcast, he'll always tell you to get your bikes dirty. Not sure if he cleans them up after, though, but we can chat about that tonight. Let's welcome John. Hey, John.
What's going on? How you doing?
Good. It's been cold the last couple weeks up here in Alberta. We were minus 44.
What? Is that even legal?
You'd think not. It's cold enough for propane to turn into liquid, though, and you can pour it into a glass.
Shut the front door. Really? It doesn't freeze. It turns to liquid?
Yeah. So you can pour it out of the compressed cylinder, and then it'll just be like, yeah, there's a photo floating in on Facebook. I'll send it over to you after.
Oh my gosh. Minus 44. How do you even go outside when it's that cold?
Yeah, I had to change a battery on my car and 2 block heater cords.
No.
That's minus 47.2 Fahrenheit.
No, that's not healthy at all. I complain about the heat here, but that is the opposite. That is like ridiculous cold. I don't appreciate that one bit. You can have that.
That's how cold does it get into Florida?
I mean, we got it this weekend. We got, I think with a wind chill, it was like in the high 60s. And I went riding Sunday, just decided to go, had some free time. And I went and I rode some of the best I've ridden in a while because I wasn't overheating. I wasn't dying of heat exhaustion. Because the week before that, I went riding and you could feel the humidity coming from the ground. And I had to stop like every 10 minutes.
I love how you guys talk about wind chill when it's like 60. Like 60 is like our sun. Well, that's like 15. Our summer sits around like 68.
Oh gosh, that's crazy. Yeah. Our wind chill, we were down to 72 with the wind chill factor. Oh, enough about the heat. It's something that we have to deal with here.
Yeah. So for my listeners who haven't listened to MTB Q A yet, let's tell them about it and how you started it and what made you want to start it.
Oh, it's crazy. You're asking me questions. I'm supposed to ask you questions.
Yeah, that's okay. It alternates. It goes back and forth.
How it all started. Do you have an hour or two?
Yeah, we're good.
No, I started this channel. It was an idea from COVID.
Yeah.
I'm a professional videographer for a television station down here in Miami. And I was watching all these mountain bikers and I'm so used to interviewing people. I was a movie way back. We'll go even further back. I was also a movie critic for many years, 20 some years. And I had interviewed a lot of the movie celebrities, the actors. And I'm watching all these YouTube videos during COVID because I'd have to sit in my office. Like I could go out to shoot stories, but then once you came back to the building, you were stuck in your office. You couldn't roam around. So I was watching all these, my bosses are listening. I was doing hardcore work, but I was watching all these YouTube videos and I just came up with like, why don't you interview some of these guys? You know how to talk. Mm-hmm. I mean, I could talk to a wall for, a couple hours. There's not much going on up here. So,
I mean, that's like talking to any Floridan politician, right?
Oh gosh, you just jabbing.
Hey, you guys do it too. You guys, I forget what you call Florida. It's like
No, we're the craziest state out there. Anybody who thinks like Texas or Portland, Oregon is weird. I mean, we have people that rob Wendy's with alligators.
They've just trained the alligators to open up the door and shit.
Yeah, open up the door and you get them on a leash. And yeah, that was some other comedian's joke. I won't steal it too much, but yeah, I had this idea like, okay, this is going to happen. I'm going to interview these people, and it's going to be fun. And I think I got lightning in a bottle. I think I've got an idea for this. And so I started making a list of the people that I'd like to interview. And right off the bat, I got a yes. I didn't think anyone would come on the channel, Mr. Joshua Welling from Chicken Sendies. And then it just kept rolling. It was amazing how this community will help you out. Like when you have like 3 subscribers, my brother, my sister, my mom, and then yet.
And your wife.
And my wife. Yeah. She's
in the comments.
Yeah. She's making fun of me now. It's okay. Okay. I don't have feelings, but I'm working on it. But yeah. So I took my background in television and I figured I always say I don't do the long format rides and other videos because I do that for a living. I didn't want to do that on my fun time.
Yeah.
So I figured I'd come up with the podcast.
Yeah.
And here we are. Like, I'm on your podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. And now this explains so much to me when, like, I always say your videos are like so good in this and that. I'm like, well, now that I know you're a professional videographer for your full-time thing, it's like, oh, now when my videos look like crap now compared to Johnnie, it's okay.
Well, that's the funny thing. I always say that my videos, I'm a professional videographer, but I never said I'm good. But I was on camera for 20 some years as well. So I'm very comfortable in front of a camera. And a lot of the stuff that I did as a movie critic was comedy, Yeah. I would dress up in outfits and I would do goofy bits.
Like improv and stuff?
No improv. It was very well written because it was for TV. It had to be kind of scripted.
Yeah.
And, you have bosses look at it. But I remember I had a boss once that I would write a script and give it to her. And she was just like, don't even show it to me. Because these are just words on paper. Until you actually bring them to life, I can't critique the writing. Yeah. So, but there's some of it still lives on YouTube. I used to post it on YouTube so my mom could watch it because the station I worked for hadn't put me on their website yet. So there's all my older stuff. Go to Johnnie U's movie reviews on YouTube. And if you see this goofy face, that's the page.
That's awesome. And then
what possessed you as a sunglass? Oh, by the way, let me go ahead and put my Good Day Optics sunglasses on my Melissas here. Don't we look good? This is a commercial right here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Melissas from Good Day Optics. Lightweight. And I'm going to say this, and I've thought about doing a reel, and I want to get it right for you because you've been so great for my channel. It's like looking at life through HD.
Oh, the vision technology like makes your eyes feel good.
And hold on, so I can see you. They're disturbingly lightweight. I can see why you say they float. Because I wear sunglasses all day. I'm in South Florida.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they're on my face.
No.
And look at that. They slide on and off so well. It's ridiculous. Kudos on your Good Day Optics. Now, what possessed you to want to do this and talk to people like me?
It allows you to have people help you. Like I get to, you get to have interesting conversations, and then, I get to interact with everyone else's followers. So it's, I don't know, it helps.
It's a fun little community.
Yeah, it helps spread more good days.
It's ridiculous. And that's another thing about the podcast. Since you brought me on, I could talk about me for a second. But that's it. Really, I thought I was going to do these little podcasts, and I was hoping that people would come on, and I was like, "Oh, please, please, please." And I got to be honest, I haven't had a lot of no's, if you will, which shows a lot of great support through this community. But I didn't think I thought we would just do a podcast and you walk away and you say, "Oh, thanks." You send me a sticker. I'll throw it up on the wall of the backdrop of fame here.
Yeah.
But I've created some really good relationships.
Yeah.
Like really good friendships through this little
100%.
podcast. It's amazing to me.
Well, like I text Mark and
Mia.
Mia. Well, Mia, I wasn't on her podcast,
Yeah.
but she got me on Mark's podcast, the segment, and then like I just send them text messages once in a while asking them about bikes, and especially YT, because like they know those guys like the back of their hand, like they're best friends, right? So it's like, and then who and what kind of bike do you think I'm getting now? It's like, yeah,
that's exactly what I got.
I wish they had financing in Canada though.
You got that baby now.
Yeah,
it's hard to be throwing around bike money.
Yeah, I need it for work though, right?
It's a write-off.
100%.
That's when you buy something and government pays you for it.
Yeah, it's like did you ever watch the Netflix or the series Schitt's Creek?
Yeah, that's yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, you just write it off." And he's like, "What do you think this means?" Yeah, you write it off. Well, who pays for this?
It means you buy something and the government pays you off. Pays you for it. Now, I don't know what it's like over there in Canada, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get write-offs. That's a whole different subject.
We can write off our tax. That's no different than what I assume in the States is you write off your tax. But everyone thinks it's just free when you write something off.
It's like, oh, no, they pay you completely back for it.
Yeah.
100% money back.
Yeah, when you buy something, they actually pay you money to buy it. That's how the American economy works for businesses.
Yeah, you and the Canada's folks. You're a father now.
Yeah.
How is that going?
Tired and stressful, but fun. I'm looking forward to when she's 18 months because that's when like their hips are developed so they can go skiing.
What?
Yeah. So yeah, that's when. So she'll be going skiing, not next year. Well, is it next year?
Well,
no, she'll be year 1. She has to go be 2, basically.
Yeah.
So 2 winters from now, maybe I can duct tape her hands to a shotgun seat, but I feel like people would say that's not good to go mountain biking with your 1-year-old. So I'll probably wait till she's 2.
Oh, that's amazing. That is so good for you, man. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Light of your life right now. People say it changes. Your whole world changes once you see the face of your child. Like everything goes to the back, to the side, or to the back. It's your child now.
I think that comes with time.
You're like, I haven't felt it yet.
No, you feel it in bits and pieces, right? But you're also dealing with waking up every 2 hours to feed. My wife has it much worse than I do because like, for work and stuff. Like, so she's got the evening shifts and then, I'm basically gone from 7 to 5 to do work. And
okay.
Then, yeah. So she has it much worse than me, but I think just with stress and tiredness, it comes over time. And eventually as they get their personality comes, like, like currently they just eat, poop and sleep. But once they start to laugh and, follow you and make like giggles at you and make their funny, like she makes funny sounds and then we try to like imitate them. And like some of them are so weird. It's like these weird, like high pitched, like I can't even replicate it. I'll have to record it on my phone and to send it to you. So to describe it, but yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah. Oh, I think, I don't know. I'm excited to do things that my parents didn't do with me. Right. Like, I'm very entrepreneurial. My family wasn't. So like, I'd like to have her see like, instead of being like, when I grew up, it was like going to cut grass and like having a flyer route. It's like, well, no, here, how about we help you try to create your own brand or something right off the bat? Like, whatever you love to do, let's see if we can monetize it or do something. So then, you don't have to work a day in your life.
Yeah. You can have good days.
Yeah. Have more good days. Exactly.
More good days. But yeah, this podcast thing, or this whole community.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's just, I'm above, I'm a little, it's exciting. like, I don't know who I have next week.
Yeah.
I don't know who. I'm just going to throw it to the wind. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I mean, I don't know how you feel about your need. I try to do one every other week because this is kind of just a passion project for me. But it's one of those, like, I love it. But again, it's just a passion project. I don't feel the pressure, and I'm sure you don't feel the pressure of it either.
No, but I do it weekly because I think it was Mark who told me it's like until you get to like episode 100, you're basically just doing it for like yourself. And then once you hit 100, you're in the top 10 or in the top 10% of podcasts because no one gets to 100 because it takes a long time to do it. So, yeah.
Well,
so I'm currently on.
I got to start up in my game now. I do want to do some more longer formats. I have ideas for longer formats. I'm really trying to push the Instagram and Shorts game to get people. And it's funny. I feel like I get more subscribers through my Shorts.
Interesting. I'll have to try that.
It's really weird. I'll throw a short out and I'll get 6 or 7. I mean, I know now I'm not a big YouTuber by any means yet, but it's amazing to see, like, I got 5 more subscribers just from that little short. You know, it's a slow climb. I don't ever think I'll ever get into the thousands.
Yeah.
But, you know, I still look at numbers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you do, but as
100%. I think I'm at 21 subscribers now, so nothing hardcore. But what I like is the podcast subscribers, because like, or not subscribers, but at least like listeners or downloads. Because now it's like, you know, I've been doing this I have my podcast list open, so I can tell you when my first one was in November 21st, and then so I've done one a week since then, except for basically around when Addison was born, because that happened on a Tuesday, so didn't have a podcast surprisingly on the night she was born.
What were you thinking?
Yeah, what was I thinking? But yeah, I think like what you said is like, you know, your community is so vastly different, and like, you know, every conversation's different. Like next week I have a snowboarder who's doing her PhD in like recreational studies and stuff like that. So like, and like the outdoor space, so that, you know, it's so vastly different. And like, you know, then the week after that I have Jess, the maker, coming on. So it's like, you know, I only have 2K followers on Instagram, and she is like, you know, so much bigger, but it's like, you know, you can still have cool conversations with people. It doesn't matter you're following. It's like, let's just have a good conversation and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, I look at my numbers just so I can keep up where I'm at and what I need to improve as a smaller YouTuber. I think you need to know. You kind of want to know what's working, what's not working. The podcasts work. I got a good following for those, and I appreciate everybody who comes on. And it's interesting to see the numbers on, like, say, your Spotify.
Yeah.
You know, once you put it on Spotify, and I'm really bad at uploading it like the next day. It's like 3 or 4 days later. But I gotta get better at that. But, you know, again, life gets in the way, and you're like, whoa, I forgot about that. Look, I should post something.
Yeah.
But it's just amazing. And I never put, you know, there's podcasters that have, what do I want to say? They get the bigger ones. You're the bigger podcasters. And I never even started out trying to go after your Seths from Seth Bikes Hacks or Burn Peak or whatever. I just want to meet people. I find it so interesting to talk to people that have no background. I have a background in television production and being on camera, but I find it interesting how many talented people there are doing this and have no background in it. They just bought a GoPro, and next thing you know, they're putting out product that's better than what I do, you know, professionally.
Yeah.
I mean, I sit back and there's people like Eric from Riding Dirty.
Yeah.
He's a chef. But his videos are just beyond, incredibly well cut, well edited, well scripted, well done. I mean, just, there's so many little YouTubers that you and I and whoever else has a podcast that can pick from.
Yeah. Well, and I think that, it's usually the smaller people that have such a stronger set of comments usually, and a bigger community, because like grassroots, you just naturally interact with that a lot more than say a big brand. Like, yeah, a big brand has 1 million followers, but what's their percentage of engagement? Like 1. Whereas like the small guys, it's like, they have 1,000, but like 30% of them will be engaged.
Yeah, that's interesting. But it's also bringing up the bigger guys. Is like, I always feel like the bigger guys have been out there. They're out there. What am I going to bring as a podcaster? I always try to figure out, what can I bring differently?
Mm-hmm.
Like, say I got Remy Metier, who's one of the greatest mountain bikers out there right now, at least on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. He's been interviewed before. Like, what am I going to bring differently other than just my personality?
Yeah.
So some of that kind of, I mean, I know he probably wouldn't come on because I'm so small, but it's like, I'd want to figure out a way to bring, if I could bring him on, what would I bring differently to the table?
You should just start flying people to Florida and have like a single track, and then the question just flashes in their face and they have to answer it while like dropping a cliff.
There are no cliffs here in Florida. That's the problem. But
drop a sand dune?
No. A lot of single track. It's very XC here. Couple trails. I know Virginia Key here. I ride.
Like, so I know during our podcast I made you cry.
Yeah.
But can you share another memorable story from one of the interviews that like has stuck with you from who you've interviewed?
Memorable. They're all very memorable. I really love the moments of just connecting with people. I know that's going to sound cheesy. One of my most memorable moments, though, was on someone else's podcast that I was on. Can I bring that up?
Yeah, of course.
It was with Mark Hill, from the segment.
Yeah. And
I guess because I'm not much, I mean, I'm a mountain biker, but I don't have mountains. So he interviewed me, but he also, since I'm a newer podcaster, he rapid fired a bunch of different people, brought them onto the show, and gave me 30 seconds to interview them.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I got to meet so many great people, and I got to meet Seabass from Normal Mountain Biker. I don't know if you know him.
I've only been mountain biking for a year. I know no one. So when you say anyone's name, I'm like, yes.
Oh, yes, yes. So Seabass, Normal Mountain Biker, check him out. This is one of the biggest, funniest guys. And they brought him on, and I got all like I couldn't think of what to say. I'm like, oh my God, this Seabass. Like, he was such a big thing, and I was such a huge fan, and there he was. And then he texted me later and said, anytime you want me on your podcast, just hit me up.
That's sick.
And I'm like, what? This is Normal Mountain Biker. This is, Seabass. and boom, sure enough, he came on my podcast. I thought it's one of my first live ones. I'd only been doing it live for a few times, but it's those moments that you bring up. I can't think of just one little thing from my podcast, but just the podcasting community. Like, I've met, through that, I've met the Colorado kid, Joe. Yeah. I've been on a couple podcasts with him. I've met Jess the Maker. I was recently on a podcast with her. I could name all these people. Like, I'm starstruck a lot of times when I get my podcast going and somebody's there. I'm like, I get starstruck because I'm already a fan of them.
Yeah.
And here they are. They're like on my channel, and I get to talk to them. I'm like a kid. I'm like, look who it is.
Kid in a candy shop.
Oh my goodness. It's amazing. And the stories you come up with, I mean, bringing up Mark Hill. I mean, we've become very good friends since we've both interviewed each other.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. He opened up with me about, some family issues, just the stuff that you can pull out of people through the podcast. I just recently had SoCal MTB Adventures. It's a father and two sons. And just to see that, just to be able to be a part of letting them tell their story of, who wants to go riding with their dad? Let alone make videos with dad, like, oh, okay, dad, put the camera away. Such a great family. They were such a blast. Are you having fun doing this?
Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun. Like I don't know. I think it's when they start to get deep and you hear stuff from other people. That's what excites me, because it's like, that's what life is. It's like, life isn't an Instagram reel. Life is like, we have hardships, we have toughness, we have to, people go through bullying, people go through discrimination. It's like, let's talk about that stuff and try to figure out a way to make people like each other a bit more, where I get excited. Because like, you see the news and you see everything and it's like so divided, but like, I'm pretty sure you could put a conservative and a Democrat in a room and they'd have more in common than they think they would if like they actually took a second to listen to each other. But yeah,
they would just be too busy. Everyone's got to be fighting nowadays, and you really, with your good day, your whole good day motto thing.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, folks, sit back, relax. It's going to be all right. Quit fighting.
We're all going to die anyways. Let's just focus on ourselves and have fun.
Well, that's what I always say. We're all going to die. You might as well, smile.
Like,
be happy.
Why try to tell someone what they can and can't do? Like, just let it go and go ride bikes, get them dirty, and go skiing and jump off cliffs.
I love how you did the whole go getting bike dirty and introducing me. That, sir, came out of nowhere. Back when I used to review movies, I was like, I would review the movie and then I would say, I'm Johnny U, and that's my movie review. And I would do this because I always believed people always had a tag out. Like Carol Burnett would tug on her ear, David Letterman would scribble on his card and throw it. And people always have these signature tag outs. So I'm Johnny U, this has been my movie review. And people would see me out and about and go, they would do that. So
I'd be scared in the States and Florida when someone would point at me like that. Like,
it's not that bad here, man. Canada, y'all are like holding hands and skipping to work or something. We're good here. I mean, we're not, but we are. Oh, my wife, $20 even get Johnny to go deep. My wife just wants me to go deep.
Get emotional, feel some feelings, cry it out. I mean, I made him cry on his own podcast.
But
oh God, yeah. I mean, coming from MTB TNA telling you to go deep, that's a little dirty.
Honey, you're so silly. But where were we?
Oh, your sign off.
Oh, my sign off. So I was doing the little trailer for your YouTube page, the little trailer. And I'd written all that stuff out, because I wanted to put like me with certain celebrities. And that helped me out a lot with the channel too, is showing me interviewing celebrities. So people were like, oh, I saw your trailer. You spoke to Hugh Jackman and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah. But it just came out at my last thing was like, now if you can, go get your bikes dirty. Like I felt like I needed something, and that just naturally came out. And now it's kind of my thing, and I'm going to copyright it, and you can't take it.
That's fair. I still don't think I'm a mountain biker, but when you do 20 kilometers a day, you're a mountain biker, I guess. Yeah,
I don't know what kilometers are, but that sounds like a lot. And if you're
12, 13 miles.
Perfect. It's all you need. I was riding, we did 15 miles with alligators the other day.
Yeah, I saw that. Did you name them?
I think they might have names. I got to be honest. That place is one of the most beautiful places, and we've been there before. It's called Shark Valley. If you guys are ever down here in the South Florida area, it's out in the Everglades. And my buddy Brian from Brian on a Bike was down here with his family doing that kind of stuff. It inspired me to go back and do it. And it was cold out. It was probably low 70s, high 60s, maybe. It was windy though. And I was afraid maybe they weren't going to be out, but I know that they got to keep warm. So they just lay out in the sun. And it's just amazing that you can just ride your bikes right around alligators, and you don't even care really, because you know that they're nocturnal animals. So
interesting.
But
I feel like if you don't get snow, you're not allowed to use the word cold in a sentence. I feel like less warm,
or just cooler than normal. I mean, what are we looking at right now? We're at like 70 some degrees right now. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm sitting next to my Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is right here, and I'm not picking it up. This is so bad. This is the part.
Have you turned it off and on?
Here, let me do that right now.
Gotta love that. That's number one tech support thing. Well, have you turned it off and on?
Did you Control Alt Delete? This is actually kind of comical. I'm seriously at 73 degrees, buddy. 73 degrees. Let's try to deal with that. And that's your summer.
Yeah, that's our summer. Is your winters.
Now, where are you? East, west? Where are you?
West, we're above Montana.
Are you okay? So you're just okay. That's interesting.
Because what's west of Montana? Is that Portland or Oregon or no? Or there are a few.
Oh gosh, man, you're gonna have to pull some. I'm a photographer. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm no good with what do you call that? Geography?
Oh yeah, it goes Montana and then a little tiny sliver of Idaho, and then Washington is right below BC, basically. But yeah, Alberta is basically over Montana.
Oh, okay. I should really get up there, man. Where's Vancouver's far from you, right?
12 hours.
Oh, okay. What, 12 hours? it's a little distance.
I feel like in Canada, like, I don't know what we do. Like, maybe it's because we're, the population of California in the distance of the whole state, or like all of the states combined. Like, right? Like we go from Washington all the way over to like New York, Maine, right?
New York,
but like
Maine,
we're only the size of California. Like, actually, I think California is bigger than Canada.
You got all that land.
Yeah, we're 38 million, and and California is 39 million. So you guys, there's 1 million more people in California, and we're as wide as all of United States of America.
Wow.
So like, yeah, we're used to like, we'll drive like same as like Europe. Like we'll be like, yeah, we drive like 4 hours to the mountains, 3 hours to the mountains, like, maybe an hour. And they're like, we'll drive across a whole country in like an hour and a half in some of the countries over there.
Wow. It takes 7 hours to get out of Florida. I did it. Actually, it was funny during COVID. There were not a lot of traveling and blah, blah, blah. And I decided to drive to Maryland, where I'm from. I'm actually from Maryland. And my mother, sister, and my whole family's still up there. I'm the only one that left. I was smart. I got out. And I decided to drive nonstop to Maryland, except for the gas station during COVID for Thanksgiving, excuse me. So I could see my mom. I hadn't seen my mom all year.
14 and a half hours?
It took me 16 hours. I tested like twice before I left. I was fine. And then I got up. I was driving 16 hours. At that point, you start getting stir crazy.
Yeah.
I was texting my sister. I'm like, you got to order a pizza. I haven't eaten. I haven't eaten all day. You got to order a pizza. Well, what do I tell mom? Why am I ordering a pizza? Just tell her you want pizza. So I finally walked into the house and my mom looks at this sitting at the table and I open up the door and she's just like, what? And I go, did you guys save me any pizza? She's like, what are you doing here? We're talking about driving. It is 16 hours. I will never do that again. It took me 20 hours to come back 2 days later. I got a flat tire. This is a horrible story. I got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
Car's going past me like 90 miles an hour. There's no light. So I've got my phone. It's pitch dark. I've got my, oh, look, Mountain Bike Q A.
I saw that.
I got the light from my cell phone up against a rock, lighting the tire. This is a boring story. You guys don't want to hear about this. But yeah.
So instead of telling your like crappy day of like flat tire on whatever interstate, what's like the perfect good day of mountain biking look like to you?
It was this weekend. It really was this weekend. It was cool. It was cool, Jared. It wasn't cold. It was cooler than normal down here. And I was just in the flow. I actually stopped at one point. Usually I stop after almost every trail to catch my breath. I'm a big, unhealthy guy. I just love the sport because I always say it's fitness while sitting. That's why I can do it. It's exercise while sitting. But I stopped once and contemplated putting on my GoPro and capturing it. And I go, no, this one's for me. This one's for me. I'm having the best ride I've had, and I don't know how long. It was beautiful out. I was flowing. I wasn't breathing hard. I wasn't dying of heat. And I actually put the GoPro thing on, you put that old strap and I took it off and I said, no, this one's for me. And I had a blast this week and I was at Amelia Earhart Park, which is just very flowy. There's nothing very difficult there. No offense to anybody who builds there and stuff. You guys do great trails, but there's nothing difficult. Like if you fall, you're not going to break your neck kind of thing. And it was,
well, I mean, someone from Florida, like you guys seem to like always want to raise the bar. So, maybe someone now that you said it will raise the bar and do that, unfortunately.
Yeah. Telling you that's a total misconception with people with Florida and mountain biking. They're like, oh, you're in Florida, South Florida, you don't have mountain biking. We have some very extreme technical trails.
Really?
If you fall, there are a lot of wooden features. I was telling my buddy Brian.
You fall and the gator gets you?
Well, no, I had fallen last year. You're falling off a 3 or 4 foot wooden bridge. Plus you're up on top of your bike. So that's how many feet down.
Yeah. And
then you fall into what looks like shrubbery, but there's a bunch of branches and a log underneath that shrubbery. So there's high consequence stuff here. Like if you fall, you're going to hurt yourself.
So in Canada, we have to go over routes and stuff. Like, that's what makes our stuff technical. Like, do you go over like gator tails and stuff? Is that like the technical stuff? Is like making sure you get over it before they snap at you?
You gotta bob and weave the gators. No, the gators are out there in the Everglades. I don't think I've ever. You honestly don't even see Everglades, and the whole misconception with the Miami Vice, that show where you see pink flamingos everywhere. There are no flamingos in Florida, folks. I don't want to burst your bubble, but I've never seen a pink flamingo except at the zoo. Yeah, look, he's typing it in. There are no flamingos. I don't know. Maybe they're on the West Coast, but they're not ever here. But no, we don't have gators. There's not a lot of gators. There's huge iguanas, which could freak people out. My wife, I used to have a great story. My wife, we were riding just along the beach, and iguanas for some reason like tires. So he ran towards my wife's bike, hit the spoke, flipped up into the air. And mind you, this is like a 4 foot, 3.5, 4 foot iguana that came running after her, hit her bike, flew up over her, landed, and I could see his jaw was misaligned. And he ran off, and we were like, "Is he okay? Is he okay?"
Oh,
And
geez.
it was one of those things. Like, I'm like, you just made him late for one. You made him late for wherever he was going, and two, now he has a speech impediment. Hey, guy, I got hit by a bike. Oh, but yeah, a lot of iguanas down here. But yeah, no gators. Stop it.
Apparently there's flamingos in the glades is where you find them.
Well, I have never seen one. I'm gonna have to go back to the Everglades.
Yeah, I guess so. How far is that from you?
We drove about an hour to go riding in those Everglades this past week. Yeah, I think it was about an hour, so it's not that far, and that's an hour because of Miami traffic. Miami traffic is horrible.
Fair. So you've been in the podcast space way more than me, and being on YouTube and stuff. How do you see these video casts and like shorts and everything changing the landscape of mountain biking culture?
Wow, great question. I'm still so very new at this, but I honestly believe it's putting more people on bikes. Like, I think people, or actually not more people on bikes. I think it's getting more people to create while biking.
Yeah.
Because it's such an easy thing to do now.
Yeah.
Like,
except you have to drop 8K on it.
You got to get yourself a $5,000 bike, and then you've got to buy all this video equipment and the editing stuff and these lights, and you got to find a.
But super accessible.
That's why God created Amazon.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm on a hardtail, and it was only like $1,500, but now I'm going to get a Capra, so it'll be.
Oh, you're going Capra.
Yeah.
Nice. I got the Izzo. It's very XC, very traily. I went from a hardtail, and I was like, 130 mils is more than enough for me.
Well, my favorite mountain is Baseline Mountain in Central Alberta, and it's pretty hardcore. I did it on the hardtail, but she don't like it. The brakes are questionable at best. So I'm like, I think I'll just go overkill and have it be a little bit more fun and flowy to ride. And then it's like, I'm going out to the mountains more. So it's like, yeah, why don't I just get the Enduro that can go down more than up? Like, you can still go up with them. It's just, you get bigger quads and calves.
I do not like climbing. I love a lift. We don't have anything like that here, but I've ridden other places that have lifts, and that's a beautiful thing.
I've never been on a lift yet. I've only been in a shuttle vehicle.
Oh wow, I've never done that. I had the e-bike when I went out to Sky Park for a ride out there. That's changed my life. I mean, I really wish if I had ridden the e-bike first before I bought the Izzo, I would have bought the e-bike, because it just, you get to have more good time with your good days.
A longer good day.
Yeah, like I just told you, I'm winded half the time. And if I could just ride and enjoy it, people are like, oh, the exercise. Look, I'm a big guy. The exercise hasn't done anything for me.
I thought Florida and like the warm states, everyone was just constantly like walking around with a 6-pack and like, wide. I know it's the States, so maybe not.
No, that's South Beach. Everyone looks pretty on South Beach.
Oh, okay.
Because you have to be, you're on the beach all the time. That's another misconception, that everyone thinks Miami is what they see in South Beach. South Beach is for tourists and beginners. That's what you see on Real Housewives.
Yeah.
Of Miami. You see South Beach. The real Miami is what you see on the first 48.
Yeah.
It's a whole different world. It really is. Like, you'll never see me on South Beach.
So speaking of food and, not being fit, have you tried Heart Attack Grill?
Heart Attack Grill. Where is that? Is
I
that
don't
in?
know, but they have like the single bypass, the double bypass, the triple
Isn't that like
bypass.
in Vegas
Yeah, maybe.
where they weigh you before you eat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to know how much I weigh before I go eat.
Actually, speaking of this, what we should do is my wife and I, we've been planning, I wanted to go to F1 because I was like, well, I want to go to Vegas because I was supposed to go to Vegas for my 21st, but then my friends were going to Cancun, so I went there instead. So I haven't been to Vegas yet. And then I'm like, oh, I should probably go. And then F1 was coming, but I was too late for any of the tickets. So the only thing available was like the VIP tickets, and they're like $10,000. I'm like, yeah, I don't like F1 enough to go for a $10,000 ticket.
Yeah.
So then I found out there's NASCAR there, and it's like $300 a ticket. So then in October, we'll probably go down for the NASCAR races, but we should get you, Mark, Rob, Mia, everyone to come to NASCAR.
Dude, I got to tell you, I would be up for that because my boss actually used to go down to it's at the Miami Homestead Speedway, right?
No. In Vegas. You guys all come to
Vegas. Vegas. I thought you were talking about the NASCAR race down here at Homestead. I hear it's a blast.
I've never been, but they have better NASCAR, which I found wild, has better diversity policies than like NFL. Like they banned the Confederate flag or whatever, and one guy was like, I'm gonna quit NASCAR or whatever, and then they replied on Twitter with, we can't hear you in last place, see you later or whatever. Like it was a guy who'd never won a race or whatever, and they're like, yeah, we'll be better off without you because we see you in last place or whatever.
Oh, that's
I was just like, you'd never see NFL or anyone do that.
Oh, that's hysterical.
And you don't expect it from NASCAR.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I heard it. My only thing with NASCAR is just like the commentary is just like he's going down the straightaway, he's going down the straightaway, now he's taking a left turn. Now he's going down the straightaway, he's going to take a left turn.
Well, I mean, and then there's sometimes 800 left turns at once and they're going in a full
yeah, but I think that's funny is that you're seriously just waiting for an accident. You're waiting for an accident.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. But I heard, I mean, anytime you get enough people together, that'd be a blast.
I mean, you're just outside drinking beer, watching fast things move around in a circle.
And you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, have you been to Vegas?
No, I was supposed to go when I was 21, and then my friends and we all went to Cancun.
Never went to Vegas. Oh, I've been a few times. I got to tell you, I guess it's something you want to do once in your life.
Well, I'm gonna add to my my travel arms, so then I can have more tattoos.
Your travel arms?
Yeah, I have my motivation arm. So this is where I have my elephant for my mom. Wow. My sister and I have this origami elephant because when she was battling cancer, she was like, I don't think I can get through this one. And I said, cancer's one day at a time. Well, this might be a shitty day or whatever. And then she asked me, like, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. So then I started making origami elephants with words of motivation on her. And then I made T-shirts and all this other stuff. And then when my mom passed, my sister and I got an origami elephant tattoo with our nicknames. My nickname was Spud, like the Spud potatoes, because I grew so fast. And then my sister's nickname was Petunia. So then there's two flowers there. And then I have the good days or else underneath because my mom helped me start my business. So this is what motivates me. And this is just fun where I travel. So I got Stitch tattooed on me when I was in Hawaii because like Stitch invaded Hawaii. And it says be yourself in Hawaiian.
I got the Hawaiian.
Yeah.
Hawaiian, what do you call that? The fish hook.
Yeah, fish hook.
And it's got the latitude and longitude of where my wife and I remarried. We redid our vows.
Nice.
On a beach called Shipwreck Beach. She would kill me if I forgot about that. Shipwreck Beach. And actually, if you Google Shipwreck Beach and look at the map, there's a heart drawn in the sand. I guess it's a famous place where people get married. Yeah, but that's the only, destination.
So my next tattoo, because I think I'm going to go to Vegas. Well, either I go to Japan and I get the ski potato, because they have a festival of potatoes and there's a ski potato. So I think that would be hilarious. Yeah, you have to Google it. Like Google Japan Ski Potato Festival, and then they'll have a cartoon that actually, well, I don't know how to present on this streaming cast, so we won't do that. But then my next one was I wanted to do originally, like, because like I had like Stitch, which is Disney. I was like, oh, it'd be cool because like I loved the car movies racing or like growing up. So I was like, oh, get Lightning McQueen. But then I'm like, that's kind of too Disney. So then what I'd do is get because I would be going down for NASCAR. I was thinking like getting like the Plymouth Superbird with like the Vegas background.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else do you have on that? The travel arm.
Oh, I just have yeah, that's it. I just have Stitch right now because I got my first tattoo in January of last year. Then I got my next one in March, and then I got my third one in July. So yeah, now they're addicting.
They're like potato chips. You can't stop at one.
Well, I think it's the pain. It's kind of enjoyable.
It really is, isn't it? It's weirdly like people are like, why'd you do it? And I'm like, I wanted to, one. And when you do it, there's this feeling that goes over through your body. It's euphoric from the needle. Like I first got one of my ex-wife's name on my arm. I got that actually lasered off. You can't even see it. I got it lasered off. And then I got the turtle. I got this turtle. And you just sit there and you get the buzzing and that sharp pain and that feeling that goes through your body. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
For those who don't have any, try it out.
And I think what I really enjoy about it is like, with ADD, you mask your symptoms because you act differently than everyone else. Like, what I'm like, you think a little differently, so you act a little differently. So like a lot of the times you learn to mask and what's socially acceptable or whatnot. And then when I got my first tattoo, it was like, I looked at it as like, I got to be creative and like wear what I believe on my body permanently.
Yeah.
And I kind of look like, like before it was like, I just wanted everyone to like me. And then after my mom passed away, I'm like, there's some people I don't like and I don't like being around. And it's like, so it's like, if you judge me because I have a tattoo, it's like, good. I would rather like, they're kind of like my defense. If someone judges me because of my tattoos or how I look, it's like, I didn't want to interact with you anyways. So it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, man. You learn a lot through the death of a parent.
Yeah.
It's amazing how I had lost my father 17 years ago this year. And I used to let so much get to me.
Yeah.
My wife would probably argue I still do, and I'm in therapy because of it. But it's amazing. Once you lose a parent, you just sit back and go, wow, a lot of this doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
And you just kind of want to just live life. You want to have those, like you say, your good days. But I mean, we're getting deep, and my wife wanted us to get deep. But yeah, you realize a lot about life once you lose like somebody that you really, really love.
Yeah. Anyone close to you, or a hardship, or like I've had friends who they got pregnant and then she had complications and then had a stillbirth, and it's like having that hardship, and like we paint society as this like beautiful picture, and we never talk about the hard things, and it's like that's what makes life exciting.
Yeah,
maybe not exciting, but that's what makes life worth living. As bad as that sounds, like if you don't have hardships, you don't get to know what good is, right? Like you don't have anything to base that off. If you don't have really bad down here, you can't have really good up here, because they're like, if you're just here, there's nothing to go against.
Yeah, you gotta have your yin and yang.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the death thing, that really like it really hit hard, that like none of this matters. Life is short. I mean, one struggle that I'm going through right now, if you want to get deep, is like I would really love to retire. I'm 52 years old. I mean, I know financially I can't do it right now, but I feel like we do life backwards sometimes. Like we have all this. I mean, youth is wasted on the young. I want to have fun now. Like I've only got so much time left. My dad died at 65.
Yeah, my mom was gone at 61, but we all picture us living to 80. But
Yeah.
even then, what's life at 80? Like you're not mountain biking, you're not skiing, you're not, you're walking slow to go to Smitty's and have coffee at 7 a.m. so you can go to bed at noon. Like that isn't living.
Yeah. Oh
I mean, they
man.
probably argue that and say it is, but like, there's a reason why they all reminisce about the good old days, right? Like,
Yeah. I wonder how this it's going to affect mountain biking. I have a friend that's 65 and he still to this day goes hard mountain biking. He takes more breaks now. But I wonder how many, like, what's my lifespan in this? And do I have to quit YouTube? That's one reason maybe I can do podcasts still. I don't have to ride. I can still do the podcast.
And I think what we need to start showing people is like, I think the problem is we have society where like you go to school and then out of high school, what do they tell you? Oh, go to university, go to college. Well, how do most people pay it? Debt. And then, you're coming out of school with like 40K plus of debt and you're getting a wage of like 55 to 65K, which would be good money if you didn't have 40K worth of debt plus. Yeah. And then you're like, oh, you're finally making a little bit. And then what do? We buy a house that has more debt. And then you get a partner and you buy a bigger house and have a family, which is more debt. And then, all your friends nearby are driving the BMWs and they're driving the Audis and they're driving the nice fancy cars. So you get a 10-year car loan so you can afford the Audi at, $200 a month and never think about it. But it's like, there's people around North America who are making 200K plus who have less money than people who are working at like McDonald's or, Arby, like some little random thing.
It's pressing the hell out of me, man. But
I think
it's factual. We do A, B. Whoa, the backdrop of fame almost fell over. We do A, B, C, D. You go in line and it's called, I was reading this book where they call you're domesticated like a dog.
Yeah.
You're told that this is how life should be. And then when you're old enough, 65, 70, they want to push the retirement age up to 70 now.
Yeah.
What's ahead of me?
Yeah.
Death. I mean, I don't want to get crazy about it, but like you don't got a lot of time. So what I'm saying is I would like to know that I have more time ahead of me and more good days by not working for someone else making them millions of dollars. So I always joke about how I'm the cheapest mountain biker, and it's because I really do at some point want to not have to work.
And then you get older and rebel and buy a 10K mountain bike.
Oh, yes. Yes. And you've got a whole family buying mountain bikes for everyone over there.
But I think it's like, we have to show people like, I want to show my kid when she gets to 10 or like whenever she wants to start talking, like, figure out how to create content, figure out how to make channels, figure out how to like get people around. Cause like if she starts sending out random email, like even if she blogged about starting a business at 10 for other kids and family to follow, the amount of traffic you'd get off that where you could just get affiliate stuff, like, at 10 years old, if she made $1,000 and, that's a lot of money at 10 and, you put 3/4 of it away and let her bank the other $250 to spend on whatever she wants. Like, that's why invest in like compounding interest. It's the longer you play in it, the longer you can go or the better you do.
You already get your daughter a YouTube page.
I hope she wants to, whatever she's interested in. Like, let's figure like, cause like, with ADD, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Like, yeah, I can start a whole bunch of stuff, but I never knew I could do it full time or this or that. So, I did my first diploma in automotive technologies because that was kind of an interest, but everyone's like, you can't do your hobbies. You'll never make money in it. And so then I'm like, oh, I guess I'll have to go back to school. Did an engineering degree, made lots of money. Like, when I was 24, I was making $250,000, but wow. I was working 24 days on, 4 days off. And then that wasn't fun. Then I went back and did a marketing degree and then I worked for a beer company, and like my first beer salary fit into my engineering salary 8 times, but I was happier.
Yeah.
I was immensely happier at 37,500 a year than I was making $250,000.
Wow. Well, it's all in what you're doing and what you love and the time that you get. I mean, you're working 20 days on, 4 days off. Is that really worth the money? Yes.
I mean, you can buy anything you want. Like,
Yeah.
I can buy that 10K mountain bike in a month. And then I get bored of it, so I buy another one.
But you're talking about your daughter, and I find this interesting. We way loop around back to the landscape of YouTubing and mountain biking. What I find interesting about this whole mountain biking and YouTubing and podcasting is that I don't have somebody telling me no. I'm the only person that's doing that. You know what I mean? Like when I was in the television world, you get you're not the right look.
Yeah.
That we're going for, or this or that. And I've actually had somebody, a boss, and I loved her to death, but she once said, "Do you ever think about joining a gym?" You know, and I'm not, I mean, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", 235 pounds. I'm a big dude, but I don't have anyone. This is my place. This is my space, you know?
Well, and I think that's
where I get to create.
Yeah, drives you crazy. And then what I find is where we're going now is like, you know, we were in that culture of, you know, the woman had to be 5'8", like crazy dimensions. I don't even know what, like basically pinup doll looking, and the guys Barbie. Had to be shredded, and you know, yeah, basically Barbie and Ken. And then now in society, it's like, hey, you know, there's 8 billion people in the world. Like I don't even know what like your population is of like people who are like me, but I'd assume like, you know, I'd be similar to like 1% of people in the whole world.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people. You just have to build your channel and let them find you. And, you know, SEO isn't a fast game. So it's like the more content you produce and the more stuff you put out there, the longer you can win. And that's like what's exciting about business. And like, I don't know if you've listened to Simon Sinek. He had a not a podcast, what's a a TED talk, and how businesses are branded, and like, you know, they start with the why, the how, and the what, and it's like, or let's just Google it, because then I won't butcher it as bad, because that's the one goal, or the one thing with like ADD is like, I'm always good at butchering it. And then, yeah, so it's like, you know, you focus on why you're doing it, how you're going to do it, and what you're going to do it. Because like most companies talk about like the what, like, you know, we're going to build like a good laptop, or, you know, we're going to build this. Yeah. And it's like Apple's thing is like, you know, why we do everything is to make your day better, or whatever that is. It's like, it's so much deeper than that. And like, that's what allows Apple to be the number, like, you know, they're not like building any, like, yeah, they had the iPhone and that was the revolutionary thing, but like, you know, iPhone 15 isn't very much different than the first original one. So, but they still continue to be the one that everyone looks up to.
Well, because but you're right. And I feel like with YouTube, you just do it. I mean, there are things that you can do to up your game. Like, yeah, I could be doing more podcasts. I could be doing more long form stuff, but this is for fun. But I love when you get, and I don't know if you get people giving you advice that don't even have a podcast.
Not yet. I've only had 13 episodes or 12 episodes. So,
even when I first started out, I had one people were telling me, and I just find it interesting. I'm just like, nope. You can have your opinion, or you can have your suggestion, and I'll take it in and I'll listen to it. But this is mine, and that's what I love about it. And I love how, I mean, this universe called YouTube has really changed the way I look at entertainment in general. Is if I call it the video magazine. Now, back in the day, I used to read a magazine called Bike. It was all mountain biking. and there were beautiful stories of people mountain biking, and then there's the latest tech and all that other stuff, and you just flip through it, sitting on the toilet or wherever you are. You're like, next, and you're just looking. But that's what YouTube is to me now. Is I want something specific, I go on YouTube.
Yeah.
I don't have someone force feeding me what they think I want. I get to actually watch what I want now. And and now that I'm part of this community, part of it, I'm a very small part, but I love, like, I watch your stuff. I was listening to one of your podcasts the other day. Or I'll listen to Mark or Biker or whoever. We're all supporting each other. It's really fascinating.
Yeah.
And I think I find more entertainment in it too, because it's about something that I enjoy.
Well, you can only listen to the same song on the top 40 so many times before it gets boring. Like, at least with podcasts, the conversations change and it might spark something for people to do.
Yeah, I just love the fact that it gets me on my bike more too, I think.
Yeah. My curiosity though is, like, I'm pretty sure someone sent you a sticker with some sunglasses, and I don't see that on the back of the pallet.
Because in order to do that, sir, I have to create now. As a creator, do you ever feel that now that you're a creator? Do you feel like you have to? I've got a bunch here, buddy. I just haven't had I haven't had the time to do, and I plan on. I don't know how you do this yet, but I started this year because I want to up my game on this channel, because I feel like if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it some more. And
you should do it so you can retire your other job and do this full time.
That'll never happen.
Why not?
Not with this goofy face.
Why? There's got to be a million people with goofy faces who like mountain biking in the world. You just have to find them. Your
lips to God's ears, or whatever you praise. But I have a marker board, and I've got now for 2024, but that was the first one I got to do, is put all these stickers and make a reel out of it. You got to make a reel. You can't just throw up stickers and be like, that's the funny thing about this.
With the click.
I always joke, my wife always jokes with me about being like, she'll ask me what I'm doing. I'm like, doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm a creator. She's like, I swear, if you say you're a creator one more time. I don't know how you do it. You've got all these things going on. You got a baby and your podcast. Oh, that's the non-douche white.
Yeah. Well, because I'm not from Florida, so I can wear these.
I like how we have them over our glasses, though.
Yeah. Well, I had prescription ones of my own. And my dog decided to step on them, so then I have to get new ones made.
Well, good thing you got a lifetime warranty.
Yeah, good thing I have a million frames to put new inserts in.
No, these things. Back to you, real quick, and we'll get back to May. I'm not kidding. Again, this is a little commercial. If you're just watching now or listening now on Spotify or wherever he even has the little good day.
Yeah, the little floaty smiley face.
Oh, I can't. Darn it, I can't focus there. Really, really one of the best purchases. And I got to tell you the story about it, and I probably did. Again, me being cheap. I had it on the phone. We were about to get on the plane. I was purchasing them on the phone. And I'm so cheap. I said, I just can't do it. There's shades. I can't do it. And my wife grabbed my phone and hit purchase. And she goes,
should have just added to cart another one and then bought two. So one for you, one for her.
I didn't even see that one. She hid that. But
no, I was saying she should have just added a second one to then go to your cart.
Should have.
You bought it for her.
Now I know what to get her for Valentine's Day.
Maybe I'll do a buy one.
American holiday.
It's a Canadian thing too. I mean, it's not a holiday. Like we celebrate it. Like we don't get the day off. We have Family Day weekend for that.
No, we don't. I like how you're like, it's not a day off of work, so it's not a holiday.
That's how we describe holidays up here, I guess.
No, because we there's holidays where we're working too.
Really? Like what?
What was it? What did I just work? Veterans Day. That's a holiday, and I think I worked.
I mean, you're on TV, so that's kind of different.
Yeah, I work a different schedule. I'm not the news guys that go and get your car accidents and stuff, and I'm not putting them down. I did it for years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I work a different schedule than the regular news guys.
Why don't you? Yeah, here we go, Johnnie or MTB Q A, and you will get, like, you're a videographer. You're gonna create a course on how to have people create better content for their YouTube channels.
But who's going to teach me how to do that?
It's easy. I'll show you how to do it.
I'm telling you, I'm horrible. You have ADD. I have ADHD.
Same thing. They did. Yeah. I don't know which one it's supposed to call. I think they dropped the H or they added a D or whatever.
I got the H though, and I have trouble focusing. I can't focus for too long. I'm hyper. So
do you take anything for it?
Yeah, actually I do. I started taking something a year ago. I don't know what it. I ran out.
Take care of your body.
Take care of your brain. Yeah. I figure I went 50 some years without it. I can go a couple of days without it. But yeah, I take something for it and I don't know the name of it. And it does help. It helps me focus a little bit better, less anxiety.
The original one was Adderall.
No, I don't. I heard that's good.
It depends. Like, it's like anything. Everyone's body's different. I've tried a bunch because, like, there's the trifecta of like ADD. It's like, you have ADHD, then you get anxious about it because you put things off, and then that leads to depression, and then that leads back to the full circle of the mental health trifecta.
Oh wow!
So I tried a few antidepressants that also were good for helping ADD side or like effects, but then I found it made my body feel funny. But now I'm on Vyvanse of a 20 milligram dosage.
No, I don't even remember what I have. I think it starts with an S. No. I don't know. I just take it. The doctor gave it to me. I was like, okay, take that. And I don't know how much it works. I think it does work a little bit, but I mean, I was one of these people, like, I'm always like this.
Yeah.
I'm 24/7 like this. I have lots of goofy energy, but it started affecting me. And I think COVID helped it. You start seeing things differently after COVID, like the world differently. And I started getting upset about stuff and I couldn't concentrate. And I talked to a doctor, and next thing you know, she was like, "Oh, you got ADHD." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I was a problem child. Like, not a problem, but I always had trouble focus. I was like, back in the day, they called it hyperactive."
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a little kid, I for a minute, I took Ritalin. I don't even think they give that to kids nowadays. But I was all over the place. So I've always been like that as an adult. That's me.
Wouldn't Ritalin? Oh, I guess Ritalin is used to treat attention deficit disorder. Oh yeah, it affects the chemicals that contribute hyperactivity and impulse control.
Yeah, my mom hated me on it, so she was like, "That's not my son."
Yeah,
I mean, it was a zombie, so she took me off of it.
Not my son, but probably how kids should act, or not act, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're just over-focused and overstimulated, so, like, us going to that is probably something else, but who knows?
Like, I wonder how it would have been as a kid today with so much going on. I mean, I would definitely, I'm an adult and I'm still like this. And I don't think that's a bad thing. People always say, get rid of the phone. You shouldn't have the phone, but is the TV any better? Is sitting in front of the TV any better than sitting in front of the phone?
No.
Exactly. I mean, my wife argues that we shouldn't be on any of it.
Yeah. Go ride your mountain bike and say hi to the gators.
It's too dark out here right now, though.
Do you guys not do night rides?
No, we don't. That's the thing about South Florida is that all our rides, all our parks are owned or they're on county property, and they have gates. They close at sundown, so you can't
Interesting.
go ride trails at
Interesting.
night. Yeah, it's upsetting.
Yeah, we start usually riding at like 6 p.m. and then sun sets, depending. Like sometimes it'll go down at like 7:30 or whatever, and then yeah, you just bring out the LED lights and keep riding for a while.
Yeah, no, we can't. There's one trail down here. I think every now and then we'll have a night ride. They'll open the gates.
Yeah.
And do it, but the time I could get home from work to get out, it would be over.
Yeah.
So yeah, night riding isn't a thing down here. It's literally if the sun is up, you can ride them, and you got to pay. You got to pay to get in the park. It's because it's county land.
Yeah, got. You know, if there's a way to get money out of it, America is good at it.
Oh, Miami's the best. You can't park anywhere in Miami without spending lots of money.
Oh, you want to stand here? That'll be $1. Oh, you want to go into this park that should be free land for anyone else? Yeah, that'll be $10, please.
Oh yeah, it's like $9 to park at any trail down here. It's funny.
But
yeah, I love it. I mean, I love the trails down here. They're so well done. The trail builders here are all volunteers. Even though it's on county land, they allow the trails to happen, and they're all done by volunteers, and they're amazing. It's just amazing. Johnnie, yeah. Who would be your dream mountain bike guest on? Well, I had them last week. Probably be SoCal MTB Adventures.
Yeah.
Johnnie, Darren, and Justin. No, who would be my dream podcast? I guess as a podcaster, you would want the number one or the big guy, Seth from Burn Peak. Do you know him?
No, I'm just thinking. I'm like, I'm just putting it into like ski thinking for me, and I'm like, would I want like the top skier or snowboarder there? I don't think I don't know. Maybe I like have something different against athletes or something, but the ones that I think are interesting the most are like when people create something or build something brand new. So if I could like find some like I had a great conversation that I loved with Stephanie from Tits Deep for breast cancer, because like we just talked about how cancer effing sucks, and it takes out women in their 30s and stuff like that who like don't even think about it. And like same thing with like Mia over at Women's Mountain Bike Network is like we were starting to talk about like how to make skiing more or mountain biking like making more space for people. Like that's what I like. That's hard when you have to go against society and make something better for other people. Like when you're like being Shaun White, being like whoever you said earlier, like the best mountain biker, like that but like that's already built. Like you're not building something new.
Yeah. Well, no, with Seth, it isn't he's the best mountain biker. He's like a huge mountain bike YouTuber.
Oh, okay.
And go to Burn Peak when you're done. But the reason why I would do that, and I just threw his name out there because he's big, is that he's also from South Florida, and he used to ride the trails that I ride. And I'd like to just talk to him about, how his channel started from Seth's Bike Hacks, where it's really, really small, where he was teaching you how to fall on a bike, to this huge business that he has created called Burn Peak now. Yeah. But I mean, I've had some of my dreams on SoCal MTB. You guys were great. I've had Biker B1, Robert on. I've had Mark Hill, Adam Mock. I've had BKXC. I'm just throwing out names, but everyone, Jacob from Straight Line MTB, everybody I was a fan of. Yeah. That's why I brought him on. It wasn't like, oh, let's just scroll through YouTube and pick a name or throw a dart at my computer screen on mountain bike YouTube.
Oh, I thought I was a dart to get on yours.
No, but it's like all these people, like I was fans of theirs.
Yeah.
It's so amazing how it's not like I just went and go, oh, this guy will be good.
Yeah.
No, I was fans. So it's so amazing to be a part of bringing the community together. I think Joshua has said it to me a couple times on the podcast when I've had him on Chicken Sendies. He and it was like a pat on the back to me, and I felt great that he said it. And it was very nice of him to say it. But us as podcasters, we're bringing the community closer.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have Jarno from Finland and Marty from Australia that are like religious at watching my stuff. Like I always know that 4 a.m. in Finland, Jarno is going to be sitting there having his lunch.
Yeah.
Because he works the weird hours. And here's Jarno is just this big Viking looking dude from Finland who mountain bikes and snowboards. And there it is, 4:00 in the morning for him. He's sitting there saying, I'm eating soup right now, watching you for my lunch break. So it's just an amazing community. I mean, you just look back at this, and I know you'll get your sticker up there, mister. What do we got here? We got Dusty Dutchman, just everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, do you have a sticker board?
No, I need to start it. I haven't got stickers though yet.
We got to exchange.
Yeah.
We got to exchange addresses.
Yep. 100%.
I got stickers for you, buddy.
Nice. I like your sticker. And then now I'm excited for your online course that helps people make better content on their bikes.
I should do that and make it very comical and actually show you everything you shouldn't do.
Well, just show them like, what normal people do, like myself, on how to film stuff. And then, you can show people how to make it more exciting and engaging.
Here's how to do it. And then I'll do it wrong.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah, do it.
That's another part of this community.
Yeah.
Adam Mock. This kid, out of nowhere, he texted me one day. He goes, check your email. And that was there. and I go, what? And he goes, what do I owe you, dude? And he goes, nothing. Just keep doing what you're doing. I love what you're doing, and you're inspiring and blah, blah, blah. And I go,
yeah.
But you took time to do it. What do you want? And he goes, your payment is your success.
Yeah.
What you keep doing. And then he created my backdrop for the back stuff for when I do a podcast.
I need to do that. And I need to start paying so I don't have Powered by StreamYard in the top right corner. But
oh, is that what that is? Is if it's the free version?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but he created the backdrop for it. And like 2 days later, he goes, check your email again. And there was a backdrop that says, go get your bikes dirty.
That's sweet.
On the bottom. And I'm like, what? Seriously, dude, what do you want? And he goes, I just want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Can people get that as a sticker? Go get your bikes dirty, and then they can put it on their shock?
I've been thinking about doing the whole go get your bikes dirty thing.
Do it. You need to do that so then you can retire from your other job and do this full time. Like
T-shirt on the back, with the mountain bike Q A here, and on the back, go get your bikes dirty. You should get T-shirts and hats.
I do have T-shirts.
Oh, wait, I'm kidding. You got a whole website, folks.
Did you see the new ones?
Is it with can you pull it up?
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right here.
Hold on.
Will this show everything? I'm just doing it slowly on my laggy computer. T-shirts and hoodies. Now, how do I present? Present, share screen.
Share screen. Where you at? Shift S. Oh, there it is.
So you can see it. But yeah, now we got our new World Ride hoodie, and then our Summits for Serotonin one.
Oh, I love the yellow one.
But I made these yesterday.
Did you made them yesterday, or no?
Yeah, the gates open when, and like the Save Our Trees. I made these for like my friends' stuff. So like my friends, they're doing a whole bunch of tree cutting in one of the mountain bike areas. So they created an organization called Grow Kananaskis. So then I made this Save Our Trees excavator and skeletons mountain biking over it.
Oh man, that's awesome.
And then
Go
this
back to
one,
the yellow one. I like that one.
yeah, this one, I love this one. This is the World Ride one. That Maya, sorry. She's an ambassador for them. She did the design and everything. And then she made our logo into a sun.
I like that. That's neat. I like that.
Yeah. That's Florida.
So many hoodies though.
Oh, and then where's my last one? Where'd it go?
What's comical is that I have so many fleece pullovers and hoodies, and I get like 3 days a year to use them.
Oh, that's not.
I could do a t-shirt, but I can't do hoodies. It's so hot. It's ridiculous hot here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll make them in t-shirts.
That's nice. He's pulling up, folks. If you're listening on Spotify, I love doing that. Pulled up Good Day Optics. We're looking at his hoodies and stuff. Are the trails dry yet?
Yeah, I guess they're always dry in Miami.
No, shame on you. Keep bad mouthing my state.
We're not bad mouthing it. Is it bad to always have sun?
No. It's Florida is very wet. It's an Amazon down here. It's a rainforest, man. It's especially in the summer. It's the raining months. You get like 4 months of like rain every day, but it's comical rain. Like you can actually see the rain across the street.
Yeah.
Like you could be standing and completely dry and it's raining across the street. Or every now, like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's pouring. At 3:20, it's bright sunny. It's like it comes and goes.
That's funny.
It's very moist. It's very moist state. In case you don't like the word moist.
Yeah. Wrapping up this podcast
He's tired of me.
Pardon?
I said he's tired of me.
No, I just try to. I think what it'll actually happen is I think I'm going to start going a 2 hour, but they all sit at that 1 hour mark because I find the conversations start to get really good around that 45-minute kind of thing. Like once you start flowing. But for anyone listening or anyone like creating content for a lot of people is scary, and you do it every day. Like, how do people go from living that life that they don't like to then having more good days? Like, what advice would you give them to do more of it?
No, say that again.
Like, what advice would you give to people to have more good days?
Like I said earlier, life's short, folks. Just smile through it, laugh through it, do the stuff that you love to do, and don't be afraid to do it. I don't know where I'm going with this, but it is literally like, if you don't start, what is this saying? I just heard it just recently. If you don't start, you'll never, you'll never find out. Yeah. But if you start, at least you know.
You can't. You don't really have to be great to start. Yeah, you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
Something like that. It's the same kind of thing. It's the tree thing also. Is when's the best time to plant a tree? 50 years ago. When's the next best time to plant a tree? Do it now, folks. Don't be afraid. You only have this one life to live. Do what you want to do. I wanted to do this podcast, and I know with our little brains that we have, it took me a minute to do it because I wanted to get A, B, and C together. But just do it. Just do whatever you want to do. If you want to go ride your bike, go ride your bike. If you want to start a podcast, start a podcast. The best time is now to do everything. Mm-hmm. I am learning that I've been a yes man my whole life. And if you want to be happy, you have to learn to say no to other people. Because every time you say yes to someone else, you may be saying no to yourself. Dr. Horst, you taught me that, and I'm learning it. But I honestly
believe. Is that your therapist?
Yeah, that's my therapist.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say when you were talking about therapy. Like, go to therapy once; it's life-changing. Like, yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it at all.
No, but we have such a weird mentality for mental health and everything. Like we keep it. Well, maybe in Canada, I don't know about the States, but like, we don't talk about that stuff. Like, go to therapy. Like, it's not embarrassing. Like, we have benefits for that.
No, and it's the fact that, I always say, if you got problems with your stomach, you go to a stomach doctor. You got problems with your eyes, you go to an eye doctor. You got problems with your head, go to a head doctor. There's no shame in that game, man. Do what you got to do to make yourself better. I mean, I was doing it to make myself better, but I also knew that what I was creating as a person with whatever was going on with me was making other people not as happy. So I decided to take that next step to better my mental health, so I can make the people that I'm with, better. Not that I'm a miserable person, but again, just do. That's how you'll have a happy day, and that's how you'll have more good days, if you say yes to yourself.
And get your bike sturdy.
And go get your bike sturdy.
Awesome. Jared. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Johnny.
Jared, I can't thank you enough, man. I had a blast, man. This was a lot of fun flipping this script.
It is nice. It's such a different like vibe. Like, you just go in and talk, whereas like I'll usually have questions and stuff lined up and thinking. So it's like, yeah.
I never have that. But I appreciate it, man.
Well, have a good night.
You too, man. Everyone, go get your bike sturdy and go have more good days.
Yeah. Night.